This is why I have abandonment issues. Hey guys, it's Alexis here, and today I'm going to be making a video on how duos, more specifically fictional duos, kind of set the standards for friendship for me. Like, they really set the standard, and this is a topic that I kind of want to talk about a lot, so I'm going to be talking about it while doing makeup. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So don't mind me, I'm just speeding through my eyebrows because I don't want to have to talk and do my eyebrows at the same time because I'm really focusing. So yeah, ignore me. Now for starters, we first need to talk about what makes a dynamic duo. What is a duo? So a duo, first, it's two people, of course, because, duos do. Anyways, so a duo is two people, and first, they need good chemistry / interactions. And the thing about dynamic duos is that they don't necessarily have to be friends. Like, they don't even have to like each other. They don't have to like each other at all. And that could still make a duo because their interactions and like what they do with each other or even against each other, that's what makes them a good duo. Like, for example, Fire Force, for example, Arthur and Shinra. They don't like each other all that much. They go toe to toe all the time. Like, they always, bickering with each other. They don't really like each other like that. But still, when they come together, they make a pretty good team. And like, just them as a duo is just good. Like, it's hard to explain, but like, them just like interacting with each other, them just as a duo in general is just very good. Even though I have not finished Fire Force, like I read like a lot of the manga because I was like borrowing it for someone. So I read like a lot of the manga. I have not finished the anime. Haven't gotten to that. But yeah. So Shinra and Arthur are a good example of a dynamic duo that you don't necessarily have to be friends, have to like each other in order to make a good duo. But you do get bonus points if they're besties. Because of course you love a good duo who like actually gets along. And by the way, don't mind me, I'm looking at some notes. And even more bonus points if they go through hell together. Like, we love a good duo who would do anything for each other. And by the way, this is more touching on like the platonic side of it. Like, I'm not talking about couples right now. I made a video on romantic love, but I'm going to make a video on Toru and Kyo. I did it before. I made a video, and it wouldn't like let me, because I record on my phone. So when I edited it and everything, and it wouldn't let me save on my phone because too many, it was too long, like not enough space. I deleted some stuff, and then the files got ruined, and I'm so upset. It was such a good video. I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I'm not talking about couples right now. We're talking strictly platonic duos. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. Now here is why I love them. This is why I love duos. Number one, I'm lonely. The number one reason why, and I guess this is in no particular order, but one of the reasons why I love duos so much is because I'm lonely. I don't have that many friends. So, seeing these kind of interactions between two people just makes me be like, I want this for myself. So, yeah, that's why I love a good dynamic duo. And two, I love seeing different kinds of human relationships. As I've stated in my previous videos, on my video essays, go check them out. I like seeing different kinds of love, different kinds of human relationships. They really interest me. So that's why, I'm really into romance. And even like platonic relationships. Like, that's why, I'm talking about right now. Talking about dynamic duos because I'm really into that kind of thing. So seeing the way two different people like interact with each other, and again, bonus points if they're besties. Then it's like, I want a best friend. I made a video essay on best friends, by the way, so go check that out. But yeah, so seeing the way two different people interact, that also just really interests me, and that's why I love like duos so much. Number three, Haikyuu. Haikyuu is one of the reasons why I love duos so much. Like, it's all thanks to Haikyuu. Haikyuu is really like, I've seen duos before, of course, in anime or whatever, and just in media in general before Haikyuu. But Haikyuu is what made me go, this this is it. This is good. This is it. That's what I've been missing my entire life. This is it. So yeah, Haikyuu is what kind of like started like me. Haikyuu is the reason why I started noticing like duos a lot. And honestly, I can make a whole video on Haikyuu. I can make a whole video on why I love Haikyuu, and I'm going to. I have like a list in my notes app about videos that I want to do, like video ideas, and Haikyuu is on there. Like, I'm going to make an entire video on Haikyuu because it's just such a good series. It's such a great series. Like, it's unlike I haven't watched that many sports anime. I've only watched like maybe 3 or 4, like including Haikyuu. I've only watched like 3 or 4. But Haikyuu is like top tier. Like I could make a whole video on why Haikyuu is great. Like, it's so. This is not a Haikyuu video, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But anyways, the other reason why I love duos so much is because it helps me fill a void. Like I stated before, I don't have a best friend. I don't have many friends. So that's why I like seeing different kind of human relationships, because it helps me fill a void that I have. It helps me fill a void of the things that I'm missing in my own life. So just seeing them interact, again, like I said, I keep saying this, bonus points if they're besties. Again, a dynamic duo they don't have to get along, but just seeing the different kind of interactions, especially if they show they care for each other, is why I'm so interested in duos in the first place. Like, yeah. Again, well, I didn't say this before, but I'm saying this before. If you thought you were coming here and getting like a cohesive video that makes sense, it doesn't. All I do is ramble. All I do is take down cliff notes and do little notes, do little bullet points, and I just ramble about whatever I want at this point. Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know how to talk well. I don't know how to make good points or good arguments. I just ramble about whatever and just make redundant points. But it's okay. It's okay. So now I'm going to get into some of my favorite duos. First, Goku and Krillin. Now, personally, I think they set the standards for duos. Like, I think they were my first introduction to duos before I paid attention to them. Actually, like I said, Haikyuu is what made me like kind of go like, whoa, duos, it made me pay attention. But Goku and Krillin were my first introduction to duos for real. Like, their relationship is just, I love it so much. Like, they are truly like, how do I even explain it? Like, they are the kind of friendship that I want to have. Like, they have been friends. They first met when they were like kids. They met when they were kids. They were like 12, 13 when they met. And they are still men. Now they're men with whole families, whole wives, kids. And they're still friends to this day. They are still close to this day. And the way that Krillin, I mean, everyone kind of like looks to Goku. Since Goku's so strong, everyone kind of looks to Goku like, Goku, our savior, come help us, da-da-da. Like, and they're all kind of like, Goku. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but Krillin always talks about Goku, always relies on Goku, cries for him too. Like, when Goku was like had that heart disease, and then like, he was like better again, and then he kind of instant transmission into like, a plane thing or whatever. When Krillin first saw him, he was like, Goku, and then he like pushed him like out of the plane, and they kind of hugged, and it was so great. Like, like, they are the standard. Like, they were the standard. They were the OGs. They were the standard best friends. Like, Goku literally turned Super Saiyan because Krillin died. He literally turned Super Saiyan because Krillin died. If that ain't a best friend, I don't know what is. Now, the next duo that I want to talk about is Hikaru and Koru from Oran High School Host Club. Now, they're literally brothers, so it makes sense for them to like be like close. Like, they're literally twin brothers. This is my first time doing like an eye look like this, so I'm kind of worried about how this is gonna turn out. But it's gonna be okay. I have faith in myself. I'm worried. I'm worried about how this is gonna turn out. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Anyways, is it gonna be okay though? I'm worried. I'm scared. This is gonna be real interesting. Anyways, Hikaru and Koru. Okay, so they're twins, so of course they're close. And also, I'm gonna do a whole video on the Hitachi twins because y'all misunderstand them so much. People misunderstand the Hitachi twins so much, and they're literally my favorite characters in the show. So I'm not gonna sit by and let you guys disrespect them. I'm not gonna sit here and let people disrespect them like that because I love them so much. So I'm gonna do a whole video about them. I'm doing a whole video about them. But also, they're just so close, and like they're always together and like finishing each of their sentences and all of that. And also, they're just iconic, honestly. Like, them together is just iconic, and I just love them a lot, so I just kind of wanted to like highlight them a little bit. Is it bad? It's not. It could be worse. It could be worse. Next one, literally everyone in Haikyuu. Like, there are so many duos that I could talk about in Haikyuu, and that's what I love about Haikyuu. Haikyuu has so many dynamic duos, honestly, and that's why I love it so much. That's what makes it great. But I guess I could touch on, well, I'll touch on a few. So right now I'm going to talk about Hinata and Kageyama. Hinata and Kageyama, again, another example of you don't have to like each other in order for it to be a good duo. You don't have to like each other. They didn't get along at first, but you know, their love of volleyball triumphs all. So they started getting along, and then they work together a lot because, of course, Hinata is a middle blocker and Kageyama is a setter. So of course they're gonna have to be in sync. You know, they're gonna have to be in sync. So after a while, they learn a lot. And also, Hinata is so emotionally intelligent. Like, and he may not be academically intelligent, but he's very emotionally intelligent. Especially, and he's very dramatic when it comes to Kageyama too. When it comes to Kageyama, he's very dramatic. And like that scene in season 4 when like Kageyama like yelled at his teammates and like he was kind of reverting back to being like the king that he was like in middle school. Then it was like, oh crap. And then he was so worried because he was afraid of he was afraid of what happened when he was in middle school. His teammates kind of left him, and so he was worried that was gonna happen. So he was about to apologize, and then Hinata was like, you know, I don't understand what's wrong with him being the king. If he says something that I don't like, I'm just not gonna listen to him. Like, and like, I love Hinata. And also, they're freak quick. They're freak quick attack. Like, they are just such a good duo, and I love them together. I would also like to highlight the part in season 4 where Hinata invited Kageyama to the shrine, and Kageyama said no, so Hinata was upset and he threw his phone. I love that part. I love that scene so much. And also, another good duo in Haikyuu worth mentioning is Kuro and Kenma. Childhood best friends, and like Kenma actually said that he wouldn't have gotten into volleyball if it wasn't for Kuro. He wouldn't have gotten into volleyball if it wasn't for him. And so just like, and then Kuro takes good care of Kenma. He takes care of him, and I'm scared of how this looks gonna turn out. I look scary. I feel like this is gonna turn out ugly, but you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's okay. It's not horrible. I'll give it that. But anyways, next we're gonna talk about Dick and Wally. Dick Grayson and Wally West, specifically from Young Justice. And honestly, such a good duo. They're literally besties. Again, oh shoot, I am messing up my airline. I included them in my video about best friends, like that part where Wally says, well, when Dick was talking about, you know, I didn't want my best friend questioning my objectivity. And then Wally was like, dude, that's what best pal is for. Like, just love them. Also, that one part, this is like literally like in the first episode where Wally was like to Dick, Robin and Kid Flash. They were like, Kid Flash was like, wait, are you going to Cadmus? Because if you're going, I'm going. And that's what I need in my life. Ugh. I need someone to be like, hey, you're doing this? Hey, if you're doing it, I'm doing it. Like, that's what I need in my life. I need someone like that who's like, are you doing this? If you're going, I'm going. Or if you're doing it, I'm doing it. That's what I need in my life. Next, who I want to talk about is Gon and Killua, like, they are actually, I love them so much. My favorite scene, because I haven't fully finished Hunter x Hunter, because I was watching with some friends, but that was like a year or two ago, and then we kind of like just like stopped streaming it. So, but one of my favorite scenes is when Killua was like, he had that needle in his head, and it was Ilumi telling him to, like, you know, run away, but then he wanted to protect Gon, so he was like, Gon is my dear friend, like, oh, just like their whole relationship, like them just being best friends, and like Killua being like, cause at first, like, Killua said himself that he only like really talked to Gon because, you know, they were the same age, but then he turned into someone who was like special to him, and like his very first, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, Gon was his first friend, and like, I just don't know, they're just the cutest things, like, they really are just the cutest things, they're the sweetest things. Also, I'm gonna try something new with like my like lip, and I'm a bit nervous about how it's gonna turn out, and I'm probably gonna cry if it doesn't turn out well, but we'll see what happens. Another duo that I want to talk about is Bakugou and Midoriya. Now, I know what y'all are gonna say, but don't they hate each other? They hate each other. They're not friends. They hate each other. Y'all don't get tired? Y'all don't get tired of that same argument? Like, of course their friendship was not the best at first. I'm going to trust the process. But, like, of course their friendship was not the best at first because, you know, Bakugou was a bully. But, of course, he gets his character development. And All Might said himself that eventually, like, after that fight that they had, they became proper rivals. There. They became proper rivals. Like, they became, like, equals to each other. And they, like, want to strive to, like, how is this? They want to strive to, you know, push each other to want to do better. And, like, you can see that after how Bakugou's attitude toward Midoriya kind of changed. Another thing, one of their best moments. Well, not one of their. Well, first of all, I just want to talk about how, like, when Bakugou got kidnapped, how Midoriya, because he felt like he felt so responsible, and he felt so upset because he felt responsible for not being able to save Bakugou. And, like, the first thing he did was, like, fall to his knees, and he started, like, screaming, like, ah! Season 3 of My Hero Academia is a treasure, okay? Like, season 3 is just chef's kiss. Anyways, but also, when they were, they had to, like, I guess you'd call it, like, exams or whatever, they had to fight against, like, the teachers. When when Midoriya and Bakugou were fighting against All Might, that was a good scene. That was a good episode. That was a really good episode. Cause it showed that when they come together, they can really be something special. When they come together, they can really, like, do something. Like, they just need to learn to cooperate more. Kind of like Goku and Vegeta, but Goku and Vegeta, they're also a good duo. They're also a really good duo. I'm probably not gonna make a separate video about them. I probably should include them on my list of good duos, but I'm just thinking people who are close. But Vegeta and Goku, they're a good dynamic duo too. Another good duo, Bon and Melios, like, their friendship. First of all, the way they greet each other, like, Bon, Captain, like, I love that greeting so much. Alright, I'm nervous about this. Again, trust the process. But yeah, the way that they greet each other is just, like, the best thing, even though they be beating each other up. Well, they don't, well, yeah, they do that sometimes. But, like, the way that even though Bon tried to kill him to try and bring back Elaine, Melios was just like, yeah, I understand. If I was in your shoes, I'd probably do the same thing. Like, okay. Like, he was genuinely sorry. And Melios was just like, okay. Like, he didn't hold it against him because he understood the pain that Bon was going through. So he didn't hold it against him too much. Melios is a kind person, okay? And also, I'm trying to think, because there was something else that came to my mind. Oh, right. And this is like, before they knew about the whole thing about the curse and then Melios and Elizabeth, before they knew about that, Bon was like, you don't understand how it feels to watch the woman you love die, like, in front of you, like, twice or whatever. And Meliodas he didn't tell him, of course, but he knows very well about that, because he literally saw Elizabeth die, like, how many times? 700 and something? Like, 700 something times? Like, a lot of times. And, of course, Bon, like, he said this in his head, but he was like, I didn't mean it, buddy. I said some awful things to you. Like, yeah, you did. And then, and then when Meliodas' body, like, when he, like, fully became, like, you know, he reverted back to how he used to be, and his body was in purgatory. Well, his soul? I don't know. Was it his body or soul? Something like that. When he went back and Bon was like, you know, I'm going to go to purgatory. Like, Bon is the definition of a friend who will actually go to hell and back for you. He quite literally, I mean, technically it was purgatory, but he quite literally went to hell and back for Meliodas. Like, that's like, get you a friend like Bon. You wish you had a friend like Bon. Like, I love their friendship so much. Like, Bon actually went to hell and back for him. And then when Meliodas saw him, he was like, Bon! He cried and he hugged him. Like, ah! This is a really good lip tint, by the way. Not sponsored, but this is a really good lip tint. Anyways, again, I'm scared about how this is gonna come out. This is gonna be interesting. Anyways, I want to talk about this is kind of it looks kind of good. Hold on, it's not that bad. Anyways, I want to talk about Soul Eater for a second. Soul Eater, because of the bond between weapons and meisters. There's like a bunch of duos that you can pair up together. Well, not even just weapons and meisters. Like, you can do meisters and meisters, weapons and weapons. Like, there are a bunch of, like, good duos that you could pair up in Soul Eater. Like, first, let's talk about Soul and Maka. Like, Soul was, I mean, as a weapon, you're supposed to be, like, ready to, like, lay your life down for your meister. But even so, like, Soul was literally ready to die. Like, I keep thinking about that scene where, they were fighting Krona, and Soul was like, stop now! Like, do it now! And then Mako was like, but Soul, if I guard, you'll die! And then, like, he turned, like, into his human form, and he, like, went in front of her to protect her, and, like, he got slashed, like, right on his chest. He almost died for her. Like, yes. And then, another good duo, Tsubaki and, Black Star. Again, another scene that, like, another moment that plays, like, a lot in my head when it comes to them is that one scene where they're, like, where they're well, when she's fighting Masamune. Was No. Wait, yes? Her brother. She was fighting her brother, okay? She was fighting her brother. And then Boxer was like, you can lean on me, Tsubaki. And you can do it a heck of a lot more than you do now. Got it? Like, I need that in my life. I know I said this a lot. I know I was saying this, like, a few times. But I really need that in my life. Hold on. This is not that bad. It's turning out kind of good, actually. This is kind of slaying. This slays a little bit. Kinda. It could be better. But I'm not completely dissatisfied. Black Star and Soul are also a good duo. Like, they're actual besties. But anyways, I want to give an honorable mention to trios. Ooh, almost messed up. I want to give an honorable mention to trios because I actually really like trios too. I like duos and trios. So shout out to the Demon Slayer trio, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke. I love them so much. Like at the end of season 2, that they not established their bond more, but they feel like they're getting. I feel like they're getting closer. It feels like they're getting closer with like the more the series progresses. Like when Inosuke was freaking out about fighting that I forget her name, but they're fighting that demon, and Inosuke was kind of like freaking out because they had to like cut her head off the same time they cut off what's his face's head. Forgot his name too. And then Zenitsu was like, Inosuke, calm down. Like, you don't have to do it. I don't think you have to do it simultaneously. Like, just him calming Inosuke down. Like, you can tell they were coming closer. And also, and after they won, the way that they all did and hugged each other, were just like, we survived. Like, oh. Also, another trio, the third years, on Karasuno's team. The third years, I really like them too. I like them together too. Like, they made me cry. Like, that moment when Karasuno won against Shiri Toizawa and they were going to nationals, the way that Asahi, Daichi, and Suga they all hugged each other because, like, their third year, that's their last year. Like, it was their last year to make it, and they did. They made me cry when they saw it. They made me cry. And another duo that I like, well, not duo, sorry, trio from Attack on Titan. Now you're probably thinking I'm gonna say Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. No. You know what the superior trio is? Jean, Connie, and Sasha. That is the superior trio, and I do not take criticism. That is the best trio in AOT. I will not be elaborating. Well, that's all I have to ramble about for today. So if you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and in the comments let me know what your favorite dynamic duo is. So take care of yourselves.